Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Other Man's Life. My name is Ali. Thanks for stopping by. Something a little bit different for this video. Around about this time last year, I redecorated my home office slash Lego room. And throughout the year, I've been pottering around, doing little things, little geeky things, little nerdy things, and I thought now would be the perfect opportunity to give you a little tour, show you in full this whole room, and pretty much demonstrate how much of a geek and nerd I am. So let's have a little tour. Catch you after the break. So I think the best place to kick things off is going to be my home office desk, where I apparently do a lot of work here. I've had this really heavy, lovely glass tempered desk for about 10 years now. I think I did get it from IKEA, and I really wanted something quite, not only quite wide, but also depth-wise quite significant as well. So it actually measures 1600 by 800 millimeters in terms of dimensions, and it helps them have that eternal conflict of being clutter-free, but also have enough room to store all my crap on here as well. But I have to say, I really tried my hardest over the years to become as clutter-free as possible and kind of improve productivity, shall we say. And I think with my desk here, one of the key things that really helped me was this desk shelf, or cockpit as they call it. So it enables me to put the monitors on top of the shelf here, and then keep the underneath kind of free for more gadgets, technology, laptops, etc. But also, more importantly, because I'm a freak like this when it comes to this, is to be able to clean it quite easily without lifting massive things up. At least then it's easier to dust. So this I got from a company called Bololo, and they're based in Germany, and this is actually a solid wood desk shelf, and one of the unique selling points of this desk shelf is the modularity and the flexibility to be able to add accessories. So what I have got here is I've got a multitude of gadgets or technology connected up here, so I can really flick between them very quickly. So for example, I have my MacBook on the side here, and then I've got a little shelf underneath here to be able to have my work laptop on here, and both of those are connected to my main work monitor here, which is only a 1080p monitor, but for work it's okay. I can live with that. And then I have a HDMI splitter to easily slip between the two. One of the things that's really helped me a lot is the keyboard and mouse that I got from Logitech. It's the MX Keys Mini. And the one feature I love about this, not only the fact that it's a great typing keyboard, it's small, it's compact, it's got everything that I need. One of the biggest features was I can actually have 3 devices connected up, both to my keyboard and to my mouse. So if I'm working on something on my work laptop and I said, okay, I want to have a break, I want to go to my MacBook and continue working there on some personal things, I can just press number 2 on the keyboard, and then everything automatically, then I can continue working straight away without on my MacBook, without faffing around with new connections and all this kind of stuff. That was a huge productivity improvement. I didn't realize how much I needed that, and it really does work. And then moving along, you can see, yes, that still is my PlayStation 2, my original fat PlayStation 2 that I have here, and it is connected up to my gaming monitor, which is a 4K monitor and a higher refresh rate, because I still play it. It's still one of my favorite consoles. I still have a ton of games on there that I haven't even played yet, and it's still in the backlog, but I do play on it quite a lot, and that is connected up to this monitor via the Rad2X upscaler cable, and it really does sharpen the image a little bit more and enables to be a bit more playable, shall we say, compared to the original CRT kind of vibe that we had. By the way, for anything that you've seen here, I'll try and leave links in the description. So if you're very interested in having this for your own setup, at least you know where I got them from. So one of the best things about being a nerd and a geek is having the ability to be able to display and show off your stuff. Not necessarily for others, but usually, and in most cases, it's for the actual individual themselves. I can't tell you how much I love just to sit back, relax, and stare at my stuff and just smile. So one of my main principles that I really wanted to have when I started displaying my stuff was the theme of less is more, and to have things as less cluttered as possible. You need to tell me if I'm achieving that. But one thing that I loved about the Kallax units is that these cubicles enabled you to display a kind of theme for each little cubicle box that you're displaying. So that's kind of the approach I've taken in kind of on all my displays. But the great thing about this unit is it's quite solid on top, so it gave me the space to be able to store some of my Lego parts storage. And I know a lot of people don't like these hardware ones, but for me they really are useful because I have a lot of small parts, and they really help keep those small parts in an organized fashion. I've also now found a home for my haunted house. This was the great place to put it now. It's such a difficult building to either display, but also integrate into a city. Maybe one day I will do if I can figure it out, but for now it's got a great little home. On top of my storage drawers units, I managed to place some frames in there, and I think this is one of my favorite frames that I got my son. Yes, it's a little bit soppy, but he loved it, and so did I, and we're both Star Wars fans, so it works quite well. I'm a big gamer. As well. I love the PlayStation. It was my first ever console that I ever got, so I really wanted to have a dedicated display unit for my PlayStation, my original PlayStation 1 that I got with my own money, working part-time job. What a feeling. And two of my favorite games, Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2, sorry, which I'm sure is a lot of others' favorite games as well, but for me they hold a personal connection to me. Another personal connection in my display is this Nintendo Game & Watch unit, which my father gave me when I was 10 years old, and I still have it. It still works. It's in pristine condition, and what's really touching is that I actually gave it to my son, who's also 10 years old, and it's such a joy watching him play with it as well. And some of these figures that you see here is from one of my favorite RPGs at the moment, which is Trails series, so I really love the characters, so it's really nice to have that into there. And when moving back to Lego, the Mustang is one of my favorite cars of all time. I'll never be in a position to even have one myself in real life, so at least I've got one in Lego. Minifigure storage. This is a unit that I got from Smith's Toys at a very reasonable price, and I love the lighting inside of it as well. It's not genuine Lego, I mean, I have to say that on the plate, so they're not exactly that sturdy, but nonetheless, it's a great way to store your minifigures, and you can get quite a bunch of them in there, as you can see. If you cram them in a certain way without any weapons or accessories, you can get them in quite well. So for us, this was really important because we're always losing our minifigures, so this was a great place and a great way to store it. So I highly recommend this unit here. So on the other side of the wall is my main display unit. Again, the Kallax units from IKEA are so cool, enabling me to have a kind of a themed display in each of the cubicle boxes in the kind of similar fashion that we saw on the other side of the wall. I'm also lucky I have some high ceilings in my house, and this room in particular, so then it gives me a little bit more storage space on top of the Kallax unit to display my Destiny's Bounty and my awesome Ninjago dragons and my Marvel ships, the Benatar and the Quinjet. Lego Marvel dominates our displays here, and these are the sets that we've been collecting
over the years because I think these are my favorites, and we've been setting them up on display stands by Wicked Brick, and I display it, and some of them are really cool, especially when you have them at dynamic angles. There's one Star Wars display cabinet here originally for my son, so it's great to have him enjoying and being part of how to display things in here and creating the different displays and how to orientate them. It's really awesome. But the centerpiece that we've got in this is this Wicked Brick specifically designed Kallax minifigure stand, and this is where all my Marvel minifigures are being stored, and I think that great gives a really cool centerpiece to the display.
Now, in my glass cabinets, I have some real sets that are part of my memories, shall we say, and my childhood. So Friends is a show that's so popular around the world, but it is a show that I used to watch religiously every week, and I collected the videos and the DVDs and stuff, so, and now I'm watching it with my son, so it has so many quotable lines in there, so I had such great fun building this set and lighting it up when Lego produced Central Perk. And yes, I got an extra set of one of these, and it will go into the city one way or another, but I really wanted to have a display of Central Perk. Batmobile, the classic old school Batmobile from the 60s show, was part of my childhood. I used to watch it all the time, so I'm so happy they came out with that. So I really wanted to have that on display as well. Now, the Back to the Future, the reason this is special for me is that this was actually the first time I ever went to the cinema, when my brother took me to the movies, and it was to watch Back to the Future. And I love this car so much. I watched this movie so many times on TV, on VHS, and now on streaming. So for me, it holds a special place in my heart to have the DeLorean on show, and is part of my childhood. And then continuing the gaming kind of focus that I've got here, I got my PSP handhelds and some retro handhelds here, and some of my old consoles, mini versions of the console that they released. The Amiga 500 that you can see on the back was so important to me when I was growing up. That was my childhood of gaming. I never managed to get a SNES or a Genesis, even though I really wanted that, but I had an Amiga 500, so my gaming started there. And as I told you before, my PlayStation is, and this is the mini version of it, holds a special place as well. So I really love having this on display, these mini consoles that came out. Hopefully they'll continue with other consoles, so I'm looking forward to putting those in some kind of display as well. But I really wanted to have these kind of two units in a glass display, just to keep them protected, and also they do hold a special place in my heart as well. Now, of course, the large part of the room is dominated by, of course, the Lego City table. When I redecorated this room and I took out some old furniture, one of my main goals was to increase the size of the Lego City table, and I managed to do that. And it's still a lot of work to be done in progress of configuring the city and what I want to do, but the extra space has really given me a lot of opportunity to do some new things. So I'll do a separate video on the Lego City, where we are, what we're going to be doing, and what's happening on it in another video. There's so much stuff to go through, but I do want to share just one thing, and you can see in the background here, on top of this lovely old furniture unit, is on top of there, you can see I've placed some of my limited edition, collector's editions, game boxes, and games that I have, and some of the special editions that I've collected. I'm such a hoarder, I collect these things, but I really wanted to have them on display somewhere. I'm not quite happy with this display, and maybe I'll do it better, but it's, at the moment, I just dumped it there, and I do quite like picking them up and looking at them and inspecting them, and you know, just smiling and geeking over them. But I thought there's got to be a better way to display this, and I'll figure that out. Maybe next time when I do another tour, I'll have a better way of displaying all of that stuff as well.
And now underneath the Lego table is usually where most Lego fans store their old Lego sets and parts storage as well, which is exactly what I've got here. There's so many boxes underneath here of some Lego sets, but also a lot of my big part storage as well that aren't in the small drawers that are on the other display unit. And also is where I keep all my video games as well, in these kind of cool bags, just to keep them protected. I have a lot of those games. I would love to have them displayed one way or another, but it's difficult to do because of space, and I don't have a dedicated game room to do that. One day, maybe I'll figure that out. Probably when my son leaves. Leaves the home, maybe that will be the opportunity to convert his room into a games room. So I really hope you enjoyed that little nerdy, geeky tour of my room. You know, I put a lot of effort into redecorating this room last year, and it was so cool to be able to share that with you, and all the stuff that I've been doing throughout the year. So I really hope you enjoyed that. I might do another one this time next year, because I'm sure I'll do different things in here, and it will be really fun to share that with you guys, and hopefully get some inspiration for your rooms, and maybe give me some inspiration as well of things that I can do differently, because I think one thing that unites us all together is that we are all geeks and nerds, and we love this stuff. So to that end, I really want to say have a great holiday season, a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and hope you have a wonderful time with all your loved ones, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace and love.